A former girls basketball coach accused of sexual abuse will have the latest on the allegations against him.
8 months after an accident, a man is finally able to come home completely thanks to help from a local group. I'll explain.
Travel impacts will be possible for some on your Saturday morning. We'll break down the latest details now at 6.
Dedicated to Eastern and Southern Kentucky, this is WYMT Mountain News at 6.
Rain, freezing rain, and snow will move across the state tonight. What will this mean for your weekend plans? Chief Meteorologist Andrew Dockery has our first look at the forecast. Andrew.
Well, right now that rain already falling across portions of eastern Kentucky, and as we head into the evening hours, we'll see a transition at some point to some snow. Let's take a look at Pinpoint Doppler, a very active Pinpoint Doppler. Not all of this reaching the ground as dry air is trying to win out with this front part of the system, but there is plenty out there in western Kentucky that's going to be working in the next couple of hours. Of course, you'll notice snow falling, not all of it sticking, but that is a little bit earlier than some of the models have indicated. 34 in Louisville now with cooler air really in the southern tier there near E-Town along Interstate 65. It's 41 in Richmond, the 50s still here in southeastern Kentucky, and we'll continue to watch those temperatures drop. Of course, it's a medium threat for your severe weather alert day. Light snow, slick travel possible, and even some freezing rain. Of course, Steve will break down everything you need to know and take a look at your Sunday system as well coming up in a few short minutes.
All right, thank you, Andrew. A road is expected to remain closed overnight in Perry County. Officials say a mudslide happened sometime this afternoon on Kentucky 451, also known as Christopher Road, near the county garage. Workers with the Kentucky Transportation Cabinet say they hope to have the road cleared by sometime tomorrow. Drivers can detour by taking Highway 15.
You know, we've had a mudslide here. This is on the 451 at Christopher. We've had a lot of rain recently. It looks like it's going to probably take today, possibly tomorrow, to get this cleaned up. We're working as hard as we can to get this cleaned up, though.
We will let you know when the road reopens on our website, WYMT.com. A former Southern Kentucky high school coach is facing some serious allegations. Former South Laurel girls basketball coach John Walker is accused of sexually abusing a 16-year-old in November of last year. WYMT's Phil Pendleton has more on the allegations that surfaced today.
John Walker was suspended when an investigation began last November. He is facing a charge of sexual abuse first degree, the victim being a 16-year-old. The indictment states that the sexual abuse happened on or about November 2nd, and according to Walker's Twitter feed, November 2nd is the last time Coach John Walker tweeted on that account, talking about a fundraiser the next day during the UK football game. Walker was suspended and, according to Laurel County school board officials, no longer works for the system. Sexual abuse first degree is a Class D felony, punishable by 1 to 5 years in prison. If convicted, Walker will have to register as a sex offender. Walker was hired in 2016 and led the Lady Cardinals to more than 50 wins in several regional tournament appearances. All of this was investigated by the London City Police Department. We are not told if the victim was a student or a player on the team. In Laurel County, Phil Pendleton, now back to you.
The Laurel County Superintendent issued a statement late today saying that upon receiving the allegation, they took immediate personnel and investigative action and cooperated fully with law enforcement. In Lawrence County, police say this man sexually assaulted a 16-year-old girl. Robert Jackson faces 6 counts of second-degree rape and 6 counts of second-degree sodomy. They say the victim was intellectually disabled and that Jackson manipulated her into having sex with him. 3 men charged in a deadly Whitley County stabbing case faced a judge today. Jordan Miracle, along with twins James and Jamie Muse, face murder and robbery charges. They had not guilty pleas entered on their behalf. Police say they killed 45-year-old Billy Lawson. Deputies found Lawson Monday in a building near the Kentucky-Tennessee border. Investigators think they killed him during a robbery. All 3 will be back in court February 25th. And today we learned the funeral arrangements for Lawson. Visitation started today at 4. His funeral begins tonight at 7. Those services are being held at the Ellison Funeral Home Chapel in Williamsburg. Police in Laurel County need your help finding 2 people they say robbed a grocery store yesterday. Deputies say a man and woman stole from the Pit Stop Grocery on Parker Road Thursday night just after 11 p.m. Investigators say these 2 people you see there are behind the crime. They say an attendant stepped away from the counter and the man went behind the counter and took 2 money bags. Police say the 2 left in a red SUV. If you know anything about this, you should give the Laurel County Sheriff's Department a call. In Floyd County, a grand jury indicted 3 people in connection with a 2017 deadly crash. They upgraded charges against Kyle Collins. He now faces reckless homicide and leaving the scene of an accident charges. Police say he hit Larry Hinkle and did nothing to help him. Kyle Collins, along with Christy Collins and Bradley Hamilton, were all indicted on a tampering with evidence charge for allegedly destroying evidence. Today, the Kentucky House passed a bill that would ban abortion in the event the U.S. Supreme Court overturns Roe v. Wade. The bill passed with a 69-20 vote today. The proposal would ban abortion statewide except in cases where the mother's life is at risk, only if Roe v. Wade is struck down. Other states have similar laws that would uphold abortion bans in the event the national law is overturned. The measure now goes to the Senate. A Johnson County man is finally home after a lawnmower accident caused him to lose both his legs and an arm. It happened back in June, but Willie Owens only returned a couple months ago because a group of volunteers made sure the house he's in was handicapped accessible and safe. WYMT's Macy Marie was there for the official homecoming party today and has more.
Home, a place to live, love, and laugh.
If I'm not laughing about it, I'm going to cry about it, and I don't want to cry.
Willie Owens says he will never take this house for granted.
It's basically a whole new home.
In June, Owens was finishing up mowing his lawn when an accident happened, causing him to lose both his legs and an arm, and he suffered burns to most of his body.
Was taking the lawnmower up the hill, and that's when it flipped.
He spent months fighting for his life and defied odds when he was cleared to go home.
I had a lot of help from above, I'll say.
And the journey back here was not an easy one. Owens needed somewhere he could wheel around safely. Volunteers with Christian Appalachian Project stepped in.
An opportunity to show off and do what we do best. And that is helping people, giving people hope.
Countless hours were spent remodeling.
This was my grandparents' home.
Owens says he's forever grateful to those who helped.
And it's so great to know that the communities still come together.
Knowing the house was rebuilt with love. In Johnson County, Macy Marie, WYMT Mountain News.
Members of the Christian Appalachian Project say more than 90 people came together for the remodel. Some things that were done include adding ramps, widening doorways, and adding a new shower. Veterinarians in Tennessee are working tonight to save a Harlan County black bear cub's life. Someone found it yesterday and flagged down someone with the Kentucky Transportation Department. Officials say the nearly 13-month-old cub weighs about 12 pounds, is very sick, malnourished, and has missing fur from his face and legs. However, vets believe they might be able to save its life. An Eastern Kentucky basketball legend, now in his 80s, receives another honor. Sports Director Marcus Browning has more in our Big Blue coverage. Marcus?
Yeah, Steve. Hazard native and former national champion with the Kentucky Wildcats, Johnny Cox, picked up quite the honor today, as Johnny was named a member of the 2019 SEC Legends and will represent Kentucky at this year's SEC tournament in Nashville. Cox, of course, helped to lead Kentucky to the 1958 National Championship, that being the Wildcats' 4th title in school history. For his career, Cox averaged over 17 points and 12 rebounds over 3 seasons, and he says he remembers playing at UK as if it was yesterday.
Yeah, I still remember about all them games. The whole season on all of them. Well, I don't have to have it off of paper. I got it in my mind, you know, what happened and the players and the type of teams they had and the type of teams we had. And it stays with you, all the time. I think about it all the time.
And Cox will be honored at halftime of UK's first game of the SEC tournament next month. Steve.
All right, congratulations to him. And do not forget, tomorrow is a huge night, of course, for Coach Cal and the current crop of Wildcats as the #1 team in the nation. And border rival Tennessee rolls into town. The Vols had a scare earlier this week when they played South Carolina. And the Cats should be hungry following a controversial loss to LSU. The game tips off tomorrow night at 8 on ESPN, and College Game Day is also in town.
We have some shades of blue working into Kentucky, and it's not that UK blue. It's the cold temperatures and the snow. Temperatures drop throughout tonight. Will be to the 20s with a wintry mix. Those details are coming up in 3 minutes.
Plus, an award-winning songwriter, Josh Osborne, returns home to the mountains. Hear how he wants to groom the next crop of musicians.